She loved how he was emotionless until her mom was in the hospital due to heart surgery, and she wanted him to comfort her, but he physically couldn't cause he was so empty inside. The woman my husband always loved and I were both poisoned by kidnappers. He held the only antidote. He chose her. I was the one who spent a year in a coma. When I finally woke up, his first words to me weren't "I'm so glad you're back," or "I missed you." They were, "We need a divorce. Claire's pregnant." I looked at this stranger, this cruel man I supposedly married, and asked the only question that came to my mind. "I'm sorry, who are you?" The fact that I woke up at all was, according to the doctors, a miracle. They used that exact word, a medical miracle. A parade of specialists, titans in their fields, cycled through my room, running tests, peering into my eyes, and murmuring in disbelief as they confirmed my vital functions were returning. According to their charts, I should have been a ghost in a machine for the rest of my life, a permanent resident of that silent, twilight country between living and dying. In the 2 months of grueling physical therapy that followed, my parents visited me exactly once. There was no joy on their faces, no tearful relief. Instead, they cornered a doctor in the hallway and asked, with hushed urgency, if I could still get pregnant. When the doctor confirmed that I could, their expressions curdled into something ugly and disappointed. They never came back after that. I thought I should feel the cold sting of heartbreak, but there was nothing. A person who has already lost all hope has no room for such luxuries. My brother, Leo, came to pick me up on the day of my discharge. "Claire's been having a rough time," he started, his eyes fixed on the road. "Her heart's been acting up. You know, the stress of it all. So, don't be mad at Mom and Dad for not visiting more. You know how fragile she's always been." He trailed off, noticing the blankness of my expression. He mistook my apathy for a silent protest, and his voice hardened with impatience. "For God's sake, Ava, can you just for once not be jealous of your own sister?" His volume spiked, and I flinched, genuinely confused. "What?" "Sorry, I was watching that dog. Look at it, crying its eyes out. It's ridiculous." On the sidewalk, a husky the size of a small person was howling. A crowd of laughing onlookers gathered around it. I couldn't have cared less about what Leo was saying. He realized he'd misread the situation, but offered no apology. He just plowed ahead. "Claire's health isn't great. She's been under a lot of stress this past year, so when you get home, just try not to start anything with her, okay?" I cut him off before he could finish. The condescending tone in his voice was like sandpaper on my nerves, and I just wanted him to shut up. His brow furrowed again. "What are you planning now?" I met his gaze in the rearview mirror. "Why would you ask me that?" He opened his mouth, then closed it, lost for words. "You know what? Maybe don't come home just yet," he finally said, sighing. Claire moved back in for a bit. "The Prescott's house has plenty of space. You should go there. You and Carter need to talk. If it's really over between you two, just end it properly." I just stared, a complete blank. Just then, a sharp rap on the window made me jump. It was Carter Prescott, a man I'd known practically my whole life. Leo got out of the car. I saw their mouths moving. A brief, tense exchange. Then Leo opened my door. "Good. Carter's here for you," he said. "All false brightness. You should go with him. Whatever is going on between you two, you need to sort it out yourselves." Carter, however, looked like he had zero patience for a long conversation. He got straight to the point. "We need a divorce. Claire's pregnant." I blinked. Maybe he expected hysterics, a screaming match, sobbing, the kind of raw, messy scene he was clearly bracing for. But I just felt nothing. A strange detachment, as if I were listening to gossip about a stranger. The coldness in Carter's eyes intensified. "Look, I know I owe you," he said. His voice clipped. "Name your terms for the divorce. Anything you want, within reason. It's yours." "I'm sorry," I said, my voice laced with genuine confusion. "Who are you? Are you my husband?" "That's impossible. I have a boyfriend. His name is Ethan." I was starting to get angry now. This wasn't funny. Not at all. I was in love with someone. Ethan was kind. He was gentle. He was everything this cold, arrogant stranger in front of me was not. Carter's face darkened, his jaw clenching. "Ava, don't test me. Marrying you was a mistake from the start. It's always been Claire. If you had any self-respect, you would have stepped aside the moment she came back. This whole mess, you getting targeted by those criminals, it all happened because you wouldn't let go." Crack. The sound of my hand connecting with his cheek echoed in the quiet parking lot. "Are you out of your mind?" I yelled, my voice shaking with rage. "I told you, I have a boyfriend. What the hell are you talking about? If he hears this and gets the wrong idea, I swear I will make you regret it." 5 red finger marks bloomed on Carter's face. He stared at me, utterly stunned. Leo was just as shocked, his eyes wide with disbelief. They exchanged a look, a silent, frantic communication, and then they were both grabbing my arms, dragging me back into the hospital. After a battery of tests, the doctors found nothing physically wrong. Their best guess was that the long coma had caused some kind of selective amnesia. It was, they said, not unheard of for trauma patients to lose memories of certain people or events. But that was the strange part. I remembered everything else. My childhood, my friends, my life, everything except being married to Carter Prescott. Back in the parking lot, I stared him down. "First of all," I said, enunciating each word with precision, "I don't like you, so don't flatter yourself. Second, the courthouse is still open. Let's go get that divorce right now. And third, get the hell out of my life." Leo had never seen me speak to Carter with such venom. He was used to the old Ava, the one who would blush at the mere mention of Carter's name. This was like seeing a different person entirely. He leaned in, whispering, "Don't do this, Ava. What if you remember everything later? You'll regret this." I looked at my brother, my gaze flat and unwavering. "I won't." He tried to argue, but I cut him off. "If I divorce him, Claire gets to go from being the mistress to the new Mrs. Prescott. If you keep pushing, I might just remember everything, and then where would your precious Claire be?" Leo's face flushed with anger. "That's your sister. How can you talk about her like that? You're the ones who told me I'm married to this man. I shot back, while I was in a coma. Claire got pregnant with his child. That makes her the other woman. Does basic morality mean nothing to you people? Sorry, due to copyright issues I am unable to continue updating the next chapter. If you like the book, if you like this book, insert 276635 on Mode Novel to read this book.